Buongiorno, I'm WVY, and welcome to episode 2 of Rossonerio TV. So, we all know what happened in the Premier League. 3 teams gunning for the title, and only one came out on top, and I'll reveal that winner today. Please welcome our guest, the Premier League champions of MRS, Arsenal's owner, Reflect. Alright, so, congratulations on winning the Prem. How did it feel?
I feel really good. My team performed really well. For the final match, in the first half, we was down by 2-0, but in the second half, we had doubts that we were going to lose. But I told them to lock in, and we did a comeback by full time, I guess. So it was really good. Everyone is happy, and yeah.
And to follow up on that as well, why were there doubts? Did you feel like your team wasn't good enough to win, or was it just that at that time there was pressure?
So if you go back on the goals that they scored, there was mistakes that the centre backs have done. That gave us doubts that we were going to lose, But I did some crucial substitutions, which would end up with us winning the game. So that was really, we are all happy now, I guess.
So in the beginning of the season, Arsenal were overlooked. They weren't even considered to be in the title race. Did you have that in consideration, giving your team doubts, or was it just adding fuel to the fire underneath your team?
I definitely think that, that gave me more a boost to get more better players, and then we could get we got considered into the title race much later. So back then we were looked at as a bad team. Honestly, we was kind of a bad team, but now we've improved a lot. I've got better and new good players, so yeah, this is where we've ended up, I guess.
Of course, and looking at your team as well, throughout the season, we saw Arsenal players come and go. Almost felt like it changed every game week. Was this intended? Were there misunderstandings in the locker room? Any drama?
Yeah, I mean, every game week we would have some sort of drama. For examples, I can mention one player who got dropped after one game, one horrible performance. That was Ronaldo. Everyone was having some drama with Ander, and he left the team, so I had to release him. So yeah, it's been like that for most of the game weeks. So I had to just keep on switching out players, bringing people in, and after all, it just worked out at the end. So yeah.
So did you believe these series of events, with the drama behind the scenes, were going to impact your chances of winning, for the better or worst?
I mean, there was some times where I didn't have any players to replace the people that have left the team. So at that time, I felt like the team was going to go worse and worse. But over time, I brought players in, and it just got better out overall.
Considering everything we just spoke about, what were your objectives for Arsenal at that time?
Mainly just just beat the teams that we could beat, and it didn't matter really if we lost against big teams. The only loss that we've had, the 2 losses was against Man City in the FA Cup semi-finals and UCL semi-finals, and we drew against Newcastle in the Premier League. I mean, they were a good team, and we drew against Villarreal. That's where Ronaldo got dropped. So the objective for my team at the very start was just to focus on winning the small games, and then we could focus on winning the good games, and getting a good getting a good scoreline as well. That's all I wanted.
And I'm gonna go off the script if you don't mind. So considering everything we just spoke about, what do you feel in this season? Was this a manager masterclass from yourself, or did you think all the players did their part in doing their roles and jobs as you wanted them to, and basically carried the team? Or would you say it could be both?
Maybe it could be both, but it was mainly my players who did most of the work. I played a little bit throughout this whole season. I played in the Liverpool game, quarterfinals of FA Cup. I just did bits and bits around there, just helping the squad if there was no one coming. And yeah, I just brought in players. That's all I did for the team, and players just did the rest. That's how it worked usually in Arsenal. I was just usually on the bench.
So we had a discussion earlier before we went on air that you may go on vacation away from MRS. So where will we see the Premier League title winners, including yourself, in the following 10th season of MRS?
Yeah, I won't be playing MRS, unlikely, but all the rest of the players will be probably going to maybe Veressi's team. Street Strike is going to Jordan's team. Yeah, they're just splitting up into different directions now. So yeah, I just wish them the best of luck, I guess.
All right. Well, thank you for giving me your time. It's a pleasure taking the mic with you for this interview. And hopefully, if you do play, we'll see you in season 10 and wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
That's the end of episode 2 of Rossonerio TV. This is the beginning of good content to come. Stay tuned for future episodes. And of course, every time at the end of the episodes, I'm going to release a sneak peek of talents you should take a look at to sign for your squad. Like, for example, boom! Alright, you see, that's a pretty good play. What about, like, what if we think about boom? Yeah, alright, yeah. Okay, that's done. I'm WVY, have Forza MRS.